Good day, good second student. I hope all of you are excited about our lesson today. We will tackle it later about dreams. But before that, I have a little warm up to our brains that we will awaken. It's called icebreaker. All you need to do is define the picture we will show on. What is the first picture? In this picture, you will see the bird. What do you think she is doing? I think all of you sometimes did also. The correct answer is dreaming. The second picture, I think all of you know. What is the key? The correct answer is studying. The next picture is all of you I know is already experienced this. This is very important when we have to finish our study. The correct answer is graduation. The next picture is the woman is very busy. What do you think she's doing? In the picture, you will see a fruit and baked bread that she needs to sell. The correct answer is business. The woman is very busy selling her product and managing her business. In the next picture, you will see two people also busy. What do you think they do? The clue is they're very busy making money for their food and for family. The correct answer is working. That's the end of our icebreaker. Let's proceed to our discussion about dreams.
Good day everyone. I am Renz Ramiro. We tackle about Module 13, which is Dream. Module 13. In this module, you are expected to cultivate the following knowledge, abilities, and understanding. Letter A. It is so that dreams are the basis of striving for a meaningful and happy life. Letter B. Setting a clear and realistic goal to have the right direction in life and fulfill dreams. Letter C. It is the imperative that recording a clear and realistic goal serves as a guide to the right decision to have the right direction in life and to fulfill dreams. Lastly, letter D. It applies a personal plan for fulfilling its own dreams and forecast the action to apply. Time is passing, so if you have a dream now, you start planning to accomplish it. Remember that the person with the dream is number 1, willing to act to reach it. Willing to act to reach it, which means a person with a dream is willing to work hard and persevere to reach them. Number 2, there is a greater desire toward dreams, which is the person who dreams of being fulfilled feels a lot of pain. Number 3, feeling the need to get dreams, which is seeking to get dreams is completely for those who believe they need them in their lives. Lastly is believe that dreams will be real and that you can make them real. Having a belief that dreams can be fulfilled is a major contribution to human effort. The goal is the goal you want to be or go to in the future. In simple terms, this is what you want to happen in your life someday. Therefore, the goal is to direct your life. Achieving it will make your life worthwhile, so being accountable for choosing your goal is important. You need to consider the consequences for yourself and your neighbor. The goals set standards to have a greater understanding of setting a goal. Remember the following practical standards. SMART. What is SMART? S for specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for relevant, T for time-bound, and lastly, A for action-oriented. Specific. What is specific? Your goal is certain if you are sure it is what you want to happen in your life. Imagine if your goal is changing every time. Save more time and resources if your goal is sure. M. Measurable. What is measurable? First, you measure your ability to take the course you want. Are you good enough to take this course? Next, would you have enough money to spend taking this course? Second is, you measure your progress as time progresses toward your goal. A. Attainable. What is attainable? The goal is realistic, reachable, and challenging. R. What is relevant? Does your goal of becoming a doctor fit? If your goal is to meet the needs of your community, it applies. But would it still apply if you were oldest and your parents and siblings were hoping to take their life if you graduated? Perhaps you need to weigh each side so you can see what's better for you. Perhaps you need to evaluate your priority. The first thing that matters for you, next is the second thing that matters for you. Next is time-bound. What is time-bound? Think about how long you can accomplish your goal. Pay attention to the length of time you spend before your goal is accomplished and your goal for it. The length of time to spend fulfilling the goal is related to the money you will spend. The length of time you spend is related to fulfilling your goal or objective. Lastly is action-oriented. The expression of goal must be in the current act or present tense. These are also things you can do. Also avoid expressing it negatively or not setting a goal to hurt others, to act on others. Not only is it sufficient to set the goal, but it should be set at the same time limit. Short-term and long-term. Take note, a short-term goal can be achieved within a day, a week, or just a few months. This is where setting necessary goal or enabling goal helps. It's a special kind of easygoing goal because it's help in achieving long-term goals. This has to do with achieving long-term goal. The supportive goal seems to be stairs that can be used as a measure of conversation towards achieving a long-term goal. Number 2 is a long-term goal. A long-term goal can be achieved within a semester, 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years. A long-term goal is usually a meaningful and important goal. Alone, achieving a long-term goal is distant future. As a result, the focus is on maintaining a positive outlook that will achieve the goal in the future. Others are discouraged and doubt that they will achieve a long-term goal. Okay guys, that's it. Thank you for listening and goodbye.
Let us now go to the Module 14, the importance of good decision. In this module, you are expected to cultivate the following knowledge, abilities, and understanding. Number 1, explaining the importance of meaningful decision-making in the nature of life. Then, number 2, making decisions about purpose. In life, it is regarded as a matter of righteous and decision-making in having a meaningful life, perfectly justified decisions. Number 3, purpose on life based on steps in right decisions. And now, we will read the following essay entitled The Good Decision. If we analyze the game chess, it will be noticed that those who play it is undergoing deep thinking. Each movement is carefully studied to be the basis for a settlement. A rule called touch move means that when you hold a piece, it will be the one that you will move. There can be change of mind, so it's important to be sure of the next move before it's handled. Meaning, even if in a game, you still need to have a good decision making to have a better result. As with essay, all human actions are the result of the decision making process. It requires skill to make wise choices, especially in moral situations. Next is the process of making right decisions. It is a process in which arena clearly recognizes or sees diversity of things. First, the time. Often, it is the first thing we ask to make a decision on what is expected to us. Next is the mind and emotion. It is an instrument or good decisions to reflect on the situation, analyze the facts, and whether we will like the choice that we did. The last one is the appreciation. It is the foundation of good decision making. We often weigh on what is important to us. Let us now move on in the steps in proper decision making. First is gather knowledge, consult and ask for an explanation for those who know and have enough experience about the thing you are pondering. Next, ponder on the action itself. You can use the following guidelines. You need to evaluate the type of action that you will do. Next, it is important that you also ask yourself on what is your personal intent of your action. It is also important to look at events related to the action. Number 3, ask God's guidance in making decisions. Prayer is the most effective way to perfectly become what is planned to us. Number 4, examine yourself if you are satisfied with the choice you have chosen. The last one is review the decision again. Be open to the possibility of a change in decision after the process you went through. The personal purpose of life or personal mission statement. According to Jennicka Vie in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, begin with the end in mind. The statement of purpose in life can be linked to a personal motto or creed of what your life means. Here are some ways of Jennicka Vie suggested in his book. Number 1, collect sayings or mottos. They may be ones you use to express your emotions or for personal purpose in life. Number 2, use a method called brain dump. Recording within 15 minutes of yourself on whatever you want to write about your mission or purpose in life. Number 3, relax or spend time thinking. Last one, don't worry too much about writing it. Writing purpose in life serves as an inspiration to you. That's all. Thank you.
Module 15. Personal factors for choosing academic or technical, vocational, or business courses. This is Saludez and I will get you through this module. Why are personal factors important to match the needs of the selected academic or technical, vocational, business, or occupational courses? You are expected to cultivate the following knowledge, abilities, and understanding. First, identifying personal factors needed to be developed in the relation to the planning of academic or technical, vocational, business, or occupational planning. shortcomings in the skills associated with the requirements of the academic or technical vocational, business or occupational selective work are received. Next, can explain that the compatible personal factors of the requirements of the selected academic or technical vocational business or occupational are a way to develop meaningful jobs or businesses and ensure productivity and participation in the development of the country's economy. Self-recognition and the skill setup are demonstrated by the goal setting and action planning chart. The goal uses the following criteria: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound, and action-oriented. For specific, your goal should be clear, specific, otherwise you won't be able to focus your efforts or feel truly motivated to achieve it. When drafting your goal, try to answer the 5 W's. First, what do I want to accomplish? Second, why is the goal important? Third, who is involved? Fourth, where is it located? And the last question is, which resources or limits are involved? For measurable, it's important to have measurable goals so that you can track your progress and stay motivated. Assessing progress helps you stay focused, meet your deadlines, and feel the excitement of getting closer to achieving your goal or dream. A measurable goal should address questions such as how much, how many, how will I know when it's accomplished? Next is for achievable or attainable. Your goal also needs to be realistic and attainable to be successful. In other words, it should stretch your abilities but still remain possible. When you set an achievable goal, you may be able to identify previously overlooked opportunities or resources that can bring you closer to it. An achievable goal will usually answer questions such as, how can I accomplish this goal? How realistic is the goal based on other constraints such as financial factors? R is for relevant. This step is about ensuring that your goal matters to you and that it also aligns with other relevant goals. We all need support and assistance in achieving our goals, but it's important to retain control over them. So make sure that your plans drive everyone forward, but you're still responsible for achieving your own goal. A relevant goal can answer yes to these questions. Does this seem worthwhile? Is this the right time? Does this match our efforts or needs? Lastly, we have time-bound. Every goal needs a target date so that you have a deadline to focus on and something to work toward. This part of the SMART goal criteria helps to prevent everyday tasks from taking priority over your longer-term goals. A time-bound goal will usually answer these questions. When? What can I do 6 months from now? What can I do 6 weeks from now? What can I do today? Take note that a good goal refers to specific steps or actions to be taken. If the goal is measured, we will monitor our progress in achieving that goal and determine when it will be achieved. A great goal is realistic or possible but challenging. The goal we set up is usually what we think can give us satisfaction or fill our needs. It is appropriate that achieving or fulfilling a goal should be a timely goal so that our efforts for things may be unnatural or uncertain. By writing a goal, it should be by using verbs. All goals must be accomplished. In this picture, you can see the students stating their dreams or goals. For student A, ako, animation artist. Yan ang in-demand pag graduate ko. For student B, ako magtatayo ng restaurant. Magaling yata ako sa business. For student C, ako graphic artist. IT expert yata ako sa school at mahusay sa arts. For student D, ako magiging mekaniko balang araw. Tapos, magtatayo ako ng talyer. Hili ko talaga ang lahat ng bagay tungkol sa sasakyan. The two people that you will see are two successful people in their job or business. Do you know them? First is G. Cecilia Pedro from Happy Toothpaste. People thought that Dr. Cecilia K. Pedro was crazy for going against big companies in the toothpaste industry. Many years later, Happy Toothpaste remained as a major competitor against global brands in the Philippines. He graduated from Ateneo de Manila with a degree in business management. It was around 1975 when Cecilia decided to put up his own business. He borrowed 20,000 from his father and founded aluminum containers, supplying collapsible aluminum toothpaste tubes to Colgate, Palmolive, Procter & Gamble, and Philippine Refining Company. But due to environmental concerns, Cecilia's company took a huge blow, prompting him to close his business in the same year. Cecilia did not allow this problem to put him down. In 1985, he decided to start again and establish Lamoyan Corporation. The initial plan was to use the machines from his defunct company for epoxy, but he thought that the market was too small. Since he used to be a supplier for a toothpaste company, this is where he focused the business instead, much to the disapproval of many. He developed his own brand of toothpaste, Happy. Contending against well-known international brands is a tough one, so Dr. Pedro realized that the only way that his toothpaste can get noticed is to sell them at a lower price, 50% less that of Colgate and Close-Up. The company also developed different fruity flavors of Happy which enticed the children. They also manufacture the toothpaste in smaller packs and sachets, hence catering to different markets. Dado Banatao, widely regarded as a Silicon Valley visionary and often dubbed the Bill Gates of the Philippines, is a son of a rice farmer and a graduate of electrical engineering from the Mapua Institute of Technology, who later earned his Master of Science in Electrical Engineering and Computer Science at Stanford University. The now 73-year-old Cagayan native is credited with having designed the first single-chip 16-bit microprocessor-based calculator. There was a need to make the calculators cheaper and better. My designs made Commodore a very successful company. The company's sales when I joined was 3 million. After they began selling the calculators I designed, it was more than 100 million. We also went to higher-end calculators which helped them in their business. Banatao recalled in a recent interview with the Manila Times. Banatao later developed the first 10 Mbit Ethernet CMOS with silicon computer data link control and transceiver chip, the first system logic chipset for IBM's, our desktop computers, the local bus concept, and the first graphics accelerator chip for Windows-based personal computers. These inventions, or better yet, technological breakthroughs, help define the personal computer which today has become an indispensable tool for work, school, and communications. And these are just some of the amazing Filipino inventors or businessmen that we have. Next topic is the key employment generators. First is cyber services, or ICT, the highest potential for providing work, knowledge-based. Next is agribusiness. The role played a significant role in reducing poverty in the country is immense. Third, health-related and medical tourism, increasing demand in these kinds of professions. Fourth is hotel and restaurant, along with the rise of the tourism industry. Fifth is construction, high demand for fabricators, pipe fitter, and welders. Sixth is mining. Demand for workers in this industry is growing. Seventh is banking and finance, followed by manufacturing, real estate, transports and logistics, and of course, wholesale and retail. Our interest in or passion for our work is based on our values, by Stephen on 1989. First, from outside of itself are based on absolute moral values. Next is from internal, self or behavioral values. For Abiva in 1993, appreciation shapes the ability of a person to choose right or wrong. According to Santa Maria of 2006, there are different kinds of values. It is labor-related values and career values. Career planning. Planning a career or business should also be considered in other parts or areas of a young person's life. It is worth giving a balanced focus to the development of other things in his life.
Good day, everyone. I'm Micah Reambonanza, and I'm your prof for today. And our lesson for today is all about Module 16, which is Value of Business or Job Development. What are you expected to demonstrate? In this module, you have expected to develop the following skills and understanding to find the value of learning in business preparation for your work. Number 1, identifying strengths and weaknesses and outline steps to use strengths to improve and overcome weaknesses. Number 2, the study explain skills, value, and talent can help succeed in the planned academic or technical vocational courses, work, or business. Number 3, outline a plan of preparation for academic or technical vocational, business, or workplace. In the 3 business development na nabanggit ko kanina, business development is the identification of long-term methods to increase value through the development of relationships, market, and customers. And of course, the core responsibility of a business developer is growing a business. Depending on the industry, the day-to-day, the task and strategy to achieve the goal will vary, but the overall mission remains the same. Siyempre, dito sa paggawa ng business ay hindi madali. Siyempre, kailangan mo mag-communicate to your customers and also to market the business na i-operate mo. And also, while business development roles required a degree, it depends on the company and position. And also, sa business, you have there have required, which is the degree to take the certification or etc. In most cases, you'll need experience in sales, marketing, or business management. Certain skills are also vital to your success in the field, including those in sales, communication, negotiation, marketing, data analysis, and project management. By building these skills, you can increase your chances of success in the field of business development. Here are the criteria of your automated forecast. Number 1, setting goal or goal setting in relation to the select work or business. Number 2, identifying the requirements to achieve the goal, which is skills, value, and also the passion. Number 3, identifying skills, talent, value, and also the passion that can help achieve our goals. Number 4, according the requirements within a time to achieve a goals. Meaning dito sa, for example, showing why a business needs to forecast. Forecasts are needed as inputs to other cooperation discussion as inventory planning, production, scheduling, and also staff scheduling and hiring. Describe the steps involved in forecasting. The step is to decide what to forecast in terms of the data to forecast and the level of data required. The second is evaluate and analysis and appropriate data. In this step, we identify the data needed and its availability. The third step is to select and test the forecasting model. We must consider different factors when selecting the model, such as ease of use and accuracy. In the fourth step, the forecasts are generated using the model. During the last step, we monitoring the accuracy for the forecast since we may need to challenge the model if a quantitative or forecast method. Now, class, let's move on to the last topic, which is results message to Filipino women. December 12, 1888, a women group insisted on the Spanish government their desire for education. When the news was heard, Jose Rizal wrote them a letter containing 7 instructions, which he felt should serve as a shield for each Philippine in remembrance of the anniversary of Rizal's birth. Here are descriptions of these letters. The original message of Rizal included the old Tagalog version. Of the version was the completed for our day. Rizal's message to Filipino women. Jose Rizal was greatly impressed by the fighting spirit that the young women of Malolos had shown. In his letter, he expressed great joy and satisfaction over the battle they had fought. In this portion of Rizal's letter, it is obvious that his ultimate desire was for women to be offered some opportunities as they received by men in terms of education. During those days, young girls were not sent to school because of the university or university soon. Only Rizal, however, emphasizes on freedom of thought and the right to education, which must be created or granted to both boys and girls. And class, that's all for today. I hope na marami kayo natutunan sa lesson natin. Thank you, class. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us and for completing this module grade 7 students. Again, this is your Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao, 4th quarter.